My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to break down the UFC Long Island card, and I'm going to give you my favorite PrizePicks entries. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, it's daily fantasy. And not only is it daily fantasy, it's super fun, it's super easy, and it is the most flexible DFS option on planet Earth. All you need to do is say more or less on the lines you see on the screen, and if you're correct, you can 3 times your money, 10 times your money. You can even get flexible payout options where you can lose one and still make money. Check it out now at wewantpicks.com/prizepicks. If you sign up and make a deposit, they will instantly match your deposit up to $100. You give them 50, they'll give you 50. You give them 100, they'll give you 100. Take the free money. Take the free instant deposit match. Play some of these lines, and if you win, great. You're playing with house money. And if you lose, who cares? It was their money to begin with. So wewantpicks.com/prizepicks, promo code WWP to get that free money. Now let's just jump right in. So if we look across the top here, what they do is they break these fights down by significant strikes, how, fight minutes, how long a fight will go, takedowns, and fantasy score. I don't particularly like significant strikes, but we did win an entry last week with the over on Jamie Mullarkey's significant strikes. And the way we were able to do that is we identify ones that just seem too low or too high. But in general, I don't like significant strikes because it's a subjective thing. It's subjective. It's totally up to the person keeping track. So, the only one here, I'm not going to play any of these, but the only one here that seems like it might mean something is this Dwight Grant one, 42.5. I do think that fight goes a little longer. I do think he can probably get some strikes off there and make something happen, but I'm not going to grab that. That's just not worth it. The rest of these are way too high. Shane Burgos puts up very real numbers, but it's still too high. So we're going to ignore significant strikes. We're going to go to fight minutes. Same exact logic. Last week we cashed with the over on the co-main event. It was a 10-minute line. And I knew that was going to go to a decision. So let's take a look here. We got Matchel Sumaderji, 10 minutes. That's solid. Dwight Grant, Dustin Stoltzfus, 11 minutes. That's a solid line. Brian Ortega, 21.5 minutes. Basically, if you think it goes to a decision, the more there is the way to go. Bill Algeo and Herbert Burns, 11.5 minutes. I do think this goes to a decision. So we may grab that. And then Punahil and Dalcha. I think that goes to the third round as well. So we may grab that. But I like to look at everything before we build an entry. We got Jessica Panay, over 1 takedown. Da Un Jung, 2 takedowns. Herbert Burns, 1.5. Jack Shore, 2. Listen, I'm going to go more on Jack Shore for sure. I think Ricky Simon wins that fight, or Simone. I think he wins that fight. But he does get taken down. We've seen him taken down many times. Derab Davishli took him down 9 times in that fight, I believe. So we've seen him taken down before. 2 takedowns for a guy that all he wants to do is grapple. I think the more on that is solid. Punahil Soriano, D3 college wrestling All-American, but we don't ever see him use his wrestling, so we're going to leave that alone. Salikov over Jinglang, 1.5 takedowns. We're going to do the more there. Misha Tate, 2 takedowns. Here's what's tricky about that. She needs them. That's the way she's going to win this fight. But Lauren Murphy's super tough, super strong, so that might be tricky. We're going to do these 2 here. We're just going to leave these. We're just going to do over. We'll throw $20 at it. It is a power play, so 20 to win 60, and we're going to lock that in. Let's go ahead. We'll go back to the board. Now we'll build a larger, safer one with a flexible payout to cover ourselves. So back to takedowns. Jessica Panay. Is she going to take down Emily Ducote? Is making her UFC debut. Very slick counter striker, good grappler herself. Is just going to get more than 1 takedown? I don't know. Da Un Jung, is he going to take down Dustin Jacoby more than twice? That's very possible. That is his path to victory for sure. He should not be striking with Dustin Jacoby. Let's see. We'll grab over on Punahil. No, we're not going to do that. I don't trust him. We're going to do a flexible payout, but I just don't trust him. Let's take a look at fantasy score because who do they think is going to win by stoppage? That probably won't, right? We cashed big on this when Sean O'Malley, that fight didn't go the way it was supposed to for him. Brian Ortega at 96.5. It is a 5-round fight. I don't necessarily think he wins. Shane Burgos, 94.5. The reason that's so high is because of his volume. You know what? It's probably a less on that. That's probably a less for sure. 81 for Jack Shore. 84, 87, Brian Ortega, 96. 73 for Dustin Jacoby. That's a perfect line because I do think he wins, but it's probably just a striking match. Dwight Grant over Dustin Stoltzfus. Listen, do you think he wins by stoppage? That's an easy more. Emily Ducote, 71.5. These are very good lines. We'll go back to significant strikes. We're going to build a safe, right? A safe entry. So I think we're going to do the more on Dwight Grant, but let's take another quick look to see what we've got going on here. Yeah. We're going to stick with the more on 42.5. 42.5 is a tough line, but again, we're going to build a safe entry here where we will choose a flexible payout. And I do think this Punahil-Dalcha fight's going to go a little bit. So who do we think is going to last longer between Dwight Grant, Punahil, and Bill Algeo? Bill Algeo and Herbert Burns. We haven't seen Herbert Burns in 2 full years. That's the big question mark. So we're going to leave that off. So then we got Dwight Grant versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Both of these guys can be gun shy. We got Punahil, tough as hell. Dalcha, tough as hell. So it's between these two. So we're just going to grab the lower line. So we're going to do under on Shane Burgos' fantasy score. We are going to do over on significant strikes. And Punahil Soriano, 10 minutes. We're going to do over there. And we're going to do a flex payout. So if all 3 of these hit, we're going to win $45. If only 2 of them hit, we will 1.25 times our money. And that's what I like about that, because this Dwight Grant one is the one that's really making me a little nervous here. But it's okay, because if we hit the other 2, we will still get paid. So we're going to lock that in. Guys, these are what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing with my money. These are my picks. Go to our free Discord and share yours so we can all work together to take these people's money. That's the goal. We are in this together. Go to weonpicks.com/PrizePicks. Make a deposit. They will instantly match that deposit up to $100. Use the free money. Play some of these lines. Play some of the other people's lines. And make sure you use promo code WWP. That's weonpicks.com/PrizePicks. Promo code WWP.